Okay, guys. Okay, I like propped my digital camera up so that I can like sort of see it to make sure that I'm like in frame. I feel really silly. Hi guys. This is going to be my new YouTube series because I love being a YouTuber. And I'm gonna call it Sitting on the Floor. And I'm gonna do monthly recaps. And I can't lie, like I feel way more silly. I think it's recording. Okay, yeah, I feel way more silly doing this. But it's okay to feel a little embarrassed about things sometimes, and I think some of my friends will enjoy it. And this one, similar to my vlogs, I like the idea because I know I will personally really like looking back on them. Also, the way that my digital camera works, like this is going to have to be like a one-hit wonder, so hopefully I don't say anything that I totally regret. And I maybe would know how to cut it out, but I don't know. So I have little topics I want to go through every month in my little notebook. So first I'm gonna go over albums because so far in the big year 2026 I've listened to an album or an EP. I'm allowing every single day, and so here were my polls from January. I actually haven't listened to one today, so it is January 31st. There could be one today that like really knocks my socks off, but I just did 3, and I don't think I have any that are like totally revolutionary and like underground. But sometimes the classics are a classic for a reason. So first of all, we had The Bends by Radiohead. And then, oh, I went out of order. Floating into the Night by Julie Cruz. That one people might not know. A lot of the songs are like in David Lynch works, either in Twin Peaks or a different one. And they're really good. That whole entire album is really good. Hence why I'm plugging it. And then Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You. Actually, like one of the most gorgeous albums. There's like 3 songs on there that like actually made me tear my hair out. And then I'm also gonna, I think, link my monthly playlists because I've been on monthly playlists since December of junior year of high school, and like that has to be plugged. And there's a couple of songs on there that like are very noteworthy, but I'm not gonna get into that because I just am gonna have the playlist linked. Then books. Oh my god. I was actually gonna go in my books and see if there was like any favorite quotes of mine to pull because all 3 of the books that I either read or am reading this month were like really good and have a lot of like profound things that could be said in them, but I didn't do that and I don't want to do that right now. Maybe you should just read them. I reread Tuesdays with Morrie. I cried. Very good. I kind of went over some of this stuff in Belize. I finished All About Love by Bell Hooks, also in Belize. Those are like kind of like, I cheated a little bit because I didn't start them in January. That's a lie. I didn't start All About Love in January. I started that last January and it took me forever to finish, but like we did it. And then I'm currently reading A Happy Death by Albert Camus, the guy who wrote Death of Sisyphus. But he like doesn't die, but you know, the guy pushing up the rock. And like low-key I'm having a good time. Like I thought he would be like kind of pissing me off. Like his writing is like making me giggle a little bit. Movies and shows. I only watched 2 movies. One of them being Megan 2 Over the Shoulder of Someone on a Plane. And it was awesome. And then I also rewatched Nosferatu, and that was also really, really awesome. I appreciated it even more the second time. It was so beautiful. And we watched it on a cold, cold winter night. And it was... And then I'm currently, for my show, watching Arrested Development. And it's so funny. I'm having a great time. Now I'm gonna do my current hobbies. Journaling. I also talked about this in Belize, if you watched my Belize vlog. I have journaled on and off for a couple of years, but this last semester I came back being so serious about it. And this whole entire month I have journaled at least 1 page every day, and I want to make it a goal to do that every single day of 2026 because I'm also trying to journal every single day for being 20, and I have a little bit of catch up, but I'm going to count it if I catch up to it, because if I journal 365 days while being 20, even if I didn't journal 1 single day every day, excuse me, I think you know what I'm trying to say there. Like, I'm gonna count it. Like, 365 days of journaling is 365 days of journaling. But I've solidified it as a habit, and it's awesome. And I'm just, I'm doing things. And then I also talked about this in Belize, but I did finish a journal. Let me try and grab it without, like, looking crazy. First of all, okay, here's my journal that I finished. So gorgeous, so beautiful, so drama and tea. I keep looking at myself. You guys are gonna be like, what the fuck is over there? It's me. And then I finished a doodle book. Ah! Like, I don't know what to say. There's a lot of good doodles in here or something. Also, I was scared about being, like, washed out. Oh, and it's, like, falling apart. That'll happen. That'll happen. Yeah, I was scared that this angle is gonna be washed out, but, like, literally, the lighting is kind of tearing. Also, oh, where did it go? In this book, I, like, traced most of my dear friend's hands, and it's really awesome. And there's just a lot of good doodles, and now I started another one, which is what this is, and it's a beautiful gift from my friend, because my life is filled with so much love. Okay. Yeah, and with that, like, I've been doodling and trying to make more artwork, and I'm gonna, show you my magnum opus soon. Also, I'm scared because there's only so much time on this, and I can't tell how much time. I think it's like 11 minutes, like, we're literally chilling. I've been listening to an album or EP every day, and that's been fun. I'm finding new music, which is my goal, because I like to listen to the same song every single day for a month. Hence why my monthly playlists were so good for me, but I also still want to find new music, and this has been helping. I started going to yoga more. I only went 3 times, but that's still 3 times, and it's at 7:15 a.m. Which is a lot, but the only reason I actually get up is because I've been going with my friend Len, and if they weren't there, I would not be up, but they are, and we go to yoga, and it's really, really fun. And then I'm up because I don't have class until way later in the day, like either 2 or 1, and so it gets me up and at it and doing homework, which is really good because otherwise I would sleep in. I've been learning, did I tell you this is, we're on the hobbies category? I think I did, and if I didn't, you could probably figure it out. I'm learning the guitar, because that's one of my New Year's goals, because I made a bingo card, and I've been kind of tearing on it. I've been kind of daring. And one of my goals is to learn a song on the guitar, and so Erin has been teaching me, and it's actually so fun, because I don't remember the last time I, like, learned a brand new skill, and it's humbling. It's really, really hard. I played piano growing up, but that was a long time ago, and also this is a different instrument, and also I just, like, don't think I'm rhythmically or musically inclined, but I'm doing it, and I'm having fun. I've had 2 lessons so far. It hurts my fingers. Even the strumming. Oh my god. Ava's FaceTiming me. Ava? Ava, look, I'm making a vlog. Or I'm making a video.
What are you making a vlog for?
I'm doing, like, monthly recaps.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I have the categories, albums.
Did I just get featured in the vlog?
Yeah, no, like, I'm recording, like, literally right now.
I just woke up, can you tell?
Wait, I'm almost done. I'll call you back soon.
Okay, well, I need to shower, so how much time do you have?
Just call me back, like, after you shower, probably.
Okay, I need to shower really fast, and then I have to call Karen Lowe at 10:30. So, it's gonna be, like, quick.
Okay, I can always pause my vlog. Just go shower really quick, and I'll try and finish this up.
Okay.
Okay, bye. That was awesome. Okay, so I'm learning the guitar. It's really, really hard. My fingers hurt. Even the strumming that you'd think would be easy, like, my wrist isn't loose enough. And it's really fun, and I love spending time with my friends. And then, also, for hobbies, volunteering. I want to volunteer at least once every month. And I'm doing that today. Also, not even necessarily as like a hobby, but I want to go to more protests and be more involved, because a lot of the times, like, actual protests themselves are when I'm working on the weekends, and because I work respite, I usually prioritize going to work. But there's been a couple on the weekdays, and I went to one this week, and I'm going to another one today after I volunteer. The events. This month started off literally at my mom's tiny house, and my week started at my living friends, and that feels like genuinely so long ago. Not even the same month, but that happened. I went to Belize, as we all saw in my YouTube video. And then I had my first ever cocktail party. This month was like, it would be so fun to have cocktail parties. One, because it's fun to have a little event, and then two, because I really want to have like a plethora of cocktail recipes, fancy cocktail recipes that I can like whip out. So my first one was Hugo Spritz. Here's the recipe that me and my wonderful co-hostess, Erin, wrote up, and then here was everyone that attended and their thoughts. And it was so stinking fun, and we like dressed up a little bit fancy, and we made deviled eggs. That was like a whole thing within itself. We made deviled eggs. Anna and I and Erin made a cake, and Len was also there. And first time making deviled eggs, they were literally so good. And if you're ever making deviled eggs, double the recipe because everyone's gonna want some. And life hack, put a little bit of pickle on them because then there's a little bit of crunch, and it's so good, and it was awesome. Everyone make deviled eggs right now. Erin's birthday party happened. That was actually before the cocktail party, but whatever. Erin's golden 21st birthday occurred, and it was so darling, so fun. Happy to have been there. We played pool. I was really bad, and I'd love to get good, so invite me to go do pool. And then I made a really big decision. I had it in my head for like over a year that I was going to apply to this program here at Madison, and it was like 5 days before the application was due, and I had not even started it because that's just kind of how I roll. But I was sitting and I was like, I like literally do not give a shit about this. I like cannot be bothered right now. And Erin was like, just don't. And I was like, wait, you're right. And I've been feeling like a little bit nervy about that decision just because that feels like that's what I should have done. But I am glad I didn't do it because everyone says, not everyone, but most people say to just like wait before you go to your master's program, and I don't really want to go into a master's program if I'm not really sure what I want to do. And so now I get to graduate early too, which is really, really awesome, and I feel really good about that because financially I'm about to be because I just paid tuition, and after next semester's tuition, and also I really want to squeeze in a trip to Sweden to see Ruth. Like, my finances, it's going to be over, and so knowing that I have one less semester of schooling, and also I don't have a immediate master's program, I'm feeling much better. But also with that, I am feeling like nervy because that means in 1 year's time I will be fully graduated from college, and like what the hell is gonna happen then? I've been actually yesterday I was getting quite like wowed about that because like everyone's gonna graduate from college and split off, and that's just like so wow. That's actually so wow. And like, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do for work? Like, here's the thing, I don't know, and I'm like, it's frightening me, but also it's like beautiful to have so many opportunities, but also it's like because it's like if I want to move to Chicago or somewhere that's not Madison, which I do think is in the horizons, like that makes me so nervous, like being outside of Wisconsin, far away from family and with no one I know. Oh my god. Yeah, so that's happening. That was a pretty big decision I made actually. And then the last like actual like section I have is thoughts. This is gonna be a little bit rough because I would have liked to have like overarching thoughts I've had throughout the whole entire month, but because I literally sat down to do this right now, I don't. So here are just some like general ones. The first one is I put I don't know because like I said I don't really know. I didn't come up with anything. I put doing things I should. I think this kind of coincides with yoga. I've been trying to floss more and wash my face and drink water and just do the things that like I know I'm supposed to do. Whatever, literally whatever. I also think that's going to entail maybe scheduling a dentist appointment soon. Ugh, like boring, but like that's just like what you gotta do. And then navigating feelings. Yeah, I think I sometimes pride myself on being this person who isn't bothered by much to a certain extent, and I'm starting to feel a little bothered by the whole program thing. Like, there's a lot of big feelings that I think are going to be coming up for me, and so it's been a while since I've had those big feelings, and I think navigating those and navigating unknowingness and stress is going to be an interesting theme over the next few months. So I'm interested to see how that will manifest. And then the last things I want to do is I want to show you any artwork I make. I've been really trying to be more creative recently. This month I don't really have anything besides doodles. Besides, I'm working on my magnum opus at the age of 20. aka I'm just like making a painting on a larger surface, canvas, but like it's fun to call it my magnum opus. I need to look up that definition. Let's do it right now, guys. Cause like I have my own definition that I'm using in my head. A large and important work of art, especially one regarded as the best work of an artist composer, because it's a large and important work of art, and as of right now it could be the best of mine. So like I don't know, I think I can have multiple. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So this is fun because you're seeing it at the beginning stages. So it's this huge canvas, and I don't know if you can tell, but I've sketched a lady. I don't know if you can see her at all, but she's very like drab, and I'm going to paint her in sort of like a bright pop art style. I was initially thinking yellow hair, but maybe like orange or something, and I think either I'm gonna do her eyelids blue, like a blue eyeshadow, or I was thinking I do glue and glitter. Let me know. And then the background is going to be like I'm gonna leave it white, and then I'm going to I stole sponges, don't tell anyone, and I'm cutting out stamps to write the word vivacious across, because this lady, love her guts, she's not vivacious, but I think it's so silly to put. Hey, so actually the camera stopped because I talked longer than the storage in my camera. Who would have imagined? Never me. But then it was perfect, so then I got to call it really quick, and it was awesome. I love FaceTiming my friends, and I really, really love FaceTiming Ava. Me and Ava, fun fact, Ava, here's my apps, and I FaceTime all the freaking time, like truly at least once every 3 days probably, if not more, and it's literally awesome. We always have something to talk about, and I love my friends. That was loud. Oops. Also, I'd like to say another thing that I'm into right now is making my own coffee at home and really limiting the amount of money I spend at cafes, because that's like my number one cost, honestly. And it's like, oh, it's under $10. That adds up. But that's like sort of a double-edged sword, because I really like love cafe culture and being in a cafe and working in a cafe. Whatever. Okay, anyways, my magnum opus. So I have her, I don't remember where it cut off or where my items, but basically I'm taking these stamps to write out the word vivacious, and I don't remember if I said why I chose that word. I just love that word, and I think it's funny because this chick isn't vivacious. So here's the I for vivacious, and then I have my other letters, and then I'm hoping, since I'm gonna like use this part of the sponge, that it has more like a textured look. I don't know, it could literally be god awful ugly, and then I'll figure something else out. I think my plan with this is, whoa, I almost fell on you. I'm also looking at myself again. Oh my god, stop. Okay, I like know I have the angle, so I'm just gonna like turn it. It's just like take it slow and steady. One reason being, I don't actually like have like the paint right now for this. I just found a $5 canvas, and I was like, oh my god, like yeah, I need I think I like maybe have like 2 things of paint, but they're this big and at least 10 years old. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm so curious. Also, speaking of artwork, I really want to go down to like the pottery studios and the other studios in Manu, because they're literally free, and it's like I just really want to capitalize on the tuition that I pay here. And also because I like making art. So if any one of my friends goes to UW-Madison and wants to hit my line to go do stuff, hit my line. Hope that helps. And then the last thing I have on the agenda today is I thought it'd be really fun, since I'm gonna call this sitting on the floor, to do a floor tour, because growing up I used to, well, growing up like early years, I was slob. I was literally the nastiest thing you ever saw. And then in high school, I was like, I'm gonna get my act together and clean my room every single night before I go to bed. And now I have returned to form. And my room's not like messy, but it's just like usually in a sort of constant state of disarray. Sure. And so I want to do a floor tour and see all the junk I have on my floor. So let's do it, guys. So first of all, here's my little setup: coffee, water bottle, phone, and my little notebook. And then I sort of perpetually just like have stuff here that like needs to be dealt with. I tried to consolidate it onto this beautiful tray and have that as my activity tray. It didn't work. It literally did not work. And yeah, it kind of just has stuff everywhere. And then I have my pants. And then I always have my activity basket over there with my Sudoku books, journal, and usually doodle book and journal. I don't remember what I said. But yeah, that's my floor today. Maybe in February it'll be my month and I'll clean it. But that was my first ever video of sitting on the floor. I hope you enjoyed it. I literally came up with this idea last night, so hopefully someone watched this. If not, like it is, that's okay too. And if you have any suggestions for new fun topics, you know where to find me, because if you're watching this, you know me. Or literally comment down below. Literally whatever you want. I don't even care. Okay, also wait, one more thing. I don't know what the thumbnail's gonna be. I was like, I could make it, here's what I'm thinking. Either a mirror selfie that I took this month, specifically on my digital camera, or I take a picture of my floor, but that might be like a little bit boring. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna go eat some breakfast and then volunteer and then go to a protest. Yeah, if that's not an end to a video, I don't know what it is.